Alright, it's Star Force real time. So yeah. And the reason I didn't post one yesterday was because of I watched Guardians of the Galaxy yesterday, and like it was switched to video, but I didn't know how to go back to the Roku, so I just didn't know how, and then my mom showed me how to fix it, and then uh, um, yeah. So yeah, that's great. But we have the mid, like just about midpoint, almost midpoint in season 1, where the episodes go from good to great. Alright, like Blood Moon Ball is the episode that kind of just changed everything. You know, it's kind of like the thing that relates to Star and Marco's relationship the most, because like their souls are kind of, okay, let's talk about it. So the episode starts with like Tom going to school with his dead horse carriage. Sorry, I didn't tell you that he was dead. So he's like, wait, I'm dead. And then like Oscar is also there, and he's like, dude, you parked in a handicap spot. And then Tom goes and asks Star if we can go to the Blood Moon Ball. And then Star's like, no! And Tom like tries to like seduce her into going. It's like it only happens every 667 years, and like he's like, and then Marco's like, "Get back off, demon!" And then they explain, and then Tom explains that he's 53 days anger free, and he has a cute bunny, and Star pets it, and Marco's like, the demon, bye! And then he like kind of just slaps like off his hand, and then like he has a guidance counselor named Brian, and like he like walks around, and like Brian's like, no, you okay, and then walk up, and then yeah, and then Star gives, Tom gives Star a bell, like the Blood Moon bell, a tiny one, like it's like that big, and like a little hammer to whack it. So like that's how you would go to Blood Moon Ball. And then Star gets dressed up, and then Marco's like, don't go. It's totally not worth it. And then she gets dressed, and Marco's like, whoa! And then Marco's like, don't go. And then Star's like, I'm totally going. I like that scene a lot. It's funny. I don't know. It's funny to me, at least. This is the first episode that I've ever like seen any clips of. Like ever. Of services. Like I've seen like a few clips of other episodes, but like this is the first episode where I saw clips from. So this is technically the first episode I've watched. And yeah. And Star goes, and then Marco like gets like, I think it's like Dia de los Muertos when it's going around, because like he's playing Dia de los Muertos music, or maybe it's not. And also, in the Quest By video I did about Quest By, the guy's name isn't Quest By, the guy's name isn't QB, it's like, stands for Quest By, so I just want to point that out. And then Marco hears some voices, and then they say, like, go to Blood Moon. And then Marco goes to Blood Moon with the bell, and then, like, Tom's like, this is the wrong music. And then he goes to change the music, and he's like, Star, don't move. And then Star's like, of course, he moves around, and like, whoa. And then Marco comes, and he's like, Star! And yeah. And then, like, they grab hands, This is the start of a fan fiction, by the way. And then, like, they just dance in the blood moonlight, and then and like Tom gets super jelly, and then he like and they dance and like and then like he's like wearing a skull mask, so Star couldn't see his face, and then he like lifts up and he's like Star, it's me, Marco, and Star's like, Marco, what are you doing here? And then like Tom like pushed him out of the side, but then the blood light closes, and then like he's like, you ruined my night. And then like he goes like all psycho on Marco, about to kill him, and then Star just kind of freezes him. Yeah, I think this is like there's 3 major Marco Tom episodes, and this is the best episode from season 1 so far, but I still don't think it's better than Mr. Candle Cares or Friend Enemies, but we'll see what those are in season 2. Let's talk about fortune cookies. All right. Actually, and then like at the end, Marco and Star are talking, and then like Star's like, I don't need a hero, I need a friend, and then like they sink each other, and then like Star's like, well, it wasn't a complete disaster, and then like she lifts his head sombrero off, and then he has like this weird hat hair, and she's like, hat hair, and Marco says at the same time, and then like they say a bunch of things at the same time, and they're like, and then it's a good ending. It has a good middle, good beginning, and a good end. It's a good episode. It's a great episode. Let's talk about fortune cookies. Alright, so fortune cookies is an episode about after a day of fighting monsters, Marco's like, let's go get Chinese food, and then Star's like, what's Chinese food? And then like they go to the Chinese food place, and they eat the stuff, and then they get fortune cookies afterwards, and Marco's like, these fortune cookies can tell your future, or whatever. And Star eats one without knowing about the paper inside, and she's like, I don't like the filling. And then it says on Marco's fortune cookie that a friend will greet you with a smile, and then Star does, and then yeah, I forgot what Star's fortune cookie was. It was like, oh yeah, think positive and good luck will come your way. So she goes and gets the person who was like throwing out stale fortune cookies, and she was like, give me, and the person's like, you're weird. And this is the first episode we are introduced to Toffee, the main villain, in season 1, season 2, and the beginning of season 3, which I won't cover until like November, so you know. And then Ludo was like, we need someone to get you people in shape. So he goes on like an audition, well, not an audition, but like a tryout for a new monster person, and then they make Toffee, and Toffee's like, I'm so cool and stuff, and then Ludo's like, yes! That's actually a pretty good, yes! And then Buffrock's like, Star, teenager girl is impressed, girl only listens to fortune cookies and stuff like that. And then they go back to their home, and then like Marco's like pretty tired of this fortune cookie stuff. And yeah, they do more fortunes, like an unexpected guest will come, reach for the stars, and your dreams will come true, and stuff like that. And then they're just walking around, and then like they're going to get more Star's going to get more fortune cookies, and she has like one last one, and then like there's these b-boys dancing and stuff like that, and Boofly, who he's like switches out Star's last fortune cookie with another one, and inside that one is love is always the answer. So when they're fighting all the monsters, Star is just kind of hugging them, which is kind of awkward to me. Like how Star is just kind of hugging all the monsters. It's kind of just a little bit concerning, but that's the closest time that Ludo's ever gotten to getting the wand. And I think in the second episode or the first episode, I think it was the second episode where it was like, once I get my hands on the wand, I'll get my big boy body, and then he's like super ripped and stuff. And then Marco gets trapped in the dumpster, and then the two-headed guy is like, Star, if we're gonna make this work, which is, I found that really uncomfortable. I don't know if anybody else did, but I just found that really uncomfortable. And Ludo this is actually a plan by Ludo, and then Star's like, I'm super confused. And then they get Marco out of the dumpster, and then that's the closest time that Ludo's ever gotten to get the wand. And also earlier on in the fortune cookies, Toffee's like, you're not the first one to be fooled by the butterfly family, or something like that. And he's he's looking at the Muni Castle thing, and he's looking at it, which it's a foreshadowing, and I don't know if anybody can catch that, but you can if you've read the book. That's what I already mentioned, but 2 good episodes. I'd say that Blood Moon Ball is a bit better, and that was Blood Moon Ball and Fortune Cookies. I spent a lot of time on Blood Moon Ball, but yeah. All right. Goodbye.